Are you working too hard? It's a good question. How do you really know when you are working too hard? I'm Kev from New Perspectives Business and Life Coaching, and in this video we're going to learn how to recognise when you're working too hard so that you avoid burnout. This problem's come up for me a few times over the years. I found that I was working so hard and found it really difficult to become aware of the fact that I was actually working too hard, and I actually ended up burning myself out before I realised that I was working too hard. And for me the symptoms were poor sleep, high levels of stress, and I found myself really susceptible to man flu. And there are other symptoms of working too hard and getting towards burnout, and they include forgetfulness, inability to concentrate, an inability to focus, lack of sleep, high stress, getting into arguments and making mistakes essentially. And although these symptoms may seem minor, they can develop into more serious symptoms such as very high levels of stress, anxiety, mental and physical exhaustion, overwhelm, and even moving on into depression. So what can you do to avoid burnout? Well, one way is to ask yourself a question every single day, and that question is, how am I today? And notice how you feel. Are you feeling or exhibiting any of the symptoms that I mentioned before? If you are, you may be headed towards burnout. And if this is the case, then here is a 4-step process that can help. Step 1 is to slow down. The chances are that if you're heading towards burnout, you're probably rushing around. So start by slowing down your breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, and just do this slowly. This can really help slow your system down and can give more of a sense of control. And the second thing would be to look at the tasks that you're doing and see if you can slow things down further by giving yourself more time to work on your tasks. Step 2 is to use the 4 Ds of effective time management. It's possible you may have too many tasks, and if that's the case, then it's time to evaluate the tasks that you have and make a decision on each of them, to actually evaluate the importance and the urgency of each task, run through that list, and then for each of them decide to do one of the following. So the first D is to do it. So if the task is both urgent and important, then it needs to be done, so do it. The second D is to delete it. So if the task is not important nor urgent, then this one should be deleted, and look at cancelling or declining that particular task. The third D is to defer it. So if the task is important but not urgent, then this one should be considered to be deferred to a later time or to a later date. The fourth D is to delegate it. So if you still have tasks on your list, then consider delegating your task to another team member, or if you're unsure, ask your manager for assistance. The decision on some of the tasks may need to be made by somebody else in the business, or you may have to speak to somebody else outside of the business to get a clear picture of how urgent and how important that task is. So if in doubt, always ask. And for more details of the 4D strategy, look in the video notes and I'll provide a link there to the original Forbes article. Step 3 is to focus and to try and avoid multitasking. So multitasking is where you have multiple tasks but you're working on them all at the same time. You're hopping around very quickly from one to another, not completing one before moving on to the other. So you may like to do this, but actually your brain doesn't. And studies have estimated that you can actually lose about 40% in productivity by task switching and moving and jumping from one task to another quickly. So try to slow things down by focusing on one task and do it at a time, and then move on to the other one. This can actually help you get more of a sense of control, and it will actually help you avoid introducing errors, because when you do multitask, it has been proven in studies that you're more likely to introduce errors into the task as well. And finally, step 4 is to look after yourself. So doing something to look after your mental and physical health can really help avoid that feeling of burnout and actually can get things more under control. So there's various options you can carry out. Here are a selection of a few that you might want to consider. So one option is to meditate. So meditating daily can really help you clear your mind, create focus in your mind and create a sense of calmness so that you are in more control of the situation that you're in. And you can do this by actually reading a book and learning how to meditate. You can search for guided meditations on YouTube, or of course you can join a yoga class. The next option is to drink water. There's still many people out there that don't drink enough water every day, and you may be one of them. You may be dehydrated. Being dehydrated has a negative impact on your mental and your physical health. And there's a link in the video notes to an article which is from the European Food Safety Agency, and that report has confirmed that they recommend a man typically has 2 litres of water every day, and for a woman 1.6 litres of water a day. So look at increasing the amount of water that you actually have, and if you are feeling burnt out, grab a glass of water and just immediately hydrate yourself. The next option is to research well-being strategies. So by you taking an interest in your own health, your own physical and mental health is a great thing to do, and searching online there's lots and lots of different strategies and resources that you can use. You could also try clicking on the link in my video notes where I'm sharing my ebook, The 6 Steps to a Healthier, Happier Life, and in that ebook I share additional resources and strategies that you can use to improve your well-being. And the fourth option here is to get help. So if you're still struggling, it may be time to actually seek assistance, to seek help from somebody else. It could be from your manager, from a friend, from a family member, or even a professional such as a GP. So in summary, working on fewer tasks can actually help improve your productivity and can improve the results that you're providing to the business, because by applying things like the 4 Ds of effective time management and reducing the number of tasks that you're working on, you'll have more time to spend on the tasks that you've whittled down, the fewer number of tasks, and then your time spent on that, your focus is a lot sharper, so the quality of the work and the quality of the output will be better. And this, in combination of asking yourself every day, how am I, checking in with yourself and actually carrying out and implementing those strategies that you've researched on improving your well-being, will help and will of course improve your performance within the business. And of course the overall aim of this video is to help you create more awareness of noticing when you are working too hard, so that you do avoid burning yourself out. So I do hope that you do carry out these strategies, or perhaps strategies that you've researched online, to actually help improve your physical and your mental well-being, and ultimately hopefully that will improve your performance within the business as well. If you are struggling with stress, or you're struggling with time management and you'd like help, then there's a couple of links in the video notes to my coaching programs which covers managing stress and also time management. So check that out if that's of interest to you. Ultimately, working, getting results, being healthy is a balance, but it's being aware of that that's the key. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like, comment and share. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.